What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Daily Rage Quit. I'm your host, Weiss, and alongside me, the one, the only, Steelman.
Howdy, y'all.
And everybody, today's episode is all about the gameplay release trailer for Suckerpunch's third IP, Ghost of Tsushima. Now, this thing launched earlier this week, and Steele and I have a very, very common look at what we saw. It was very underwhelming. Sucker Punch. We get it. We understand. You've been working on this game for a really long time, and it is beautiful. There's a lot of cool aspects to the game, but really, it was nothing spectacular. I didn't learn anything new. I wasn't blown away by anything. Thank you for the gameplay walkthrough. I could have done it myself.
Yeah, I agree. It looked beautiful. Number one, like as you said, it looked great, and we expected that. But this is something I've been looking forward to for a little bit. I've heard things, I've seen things that intrigued me about it. And then this came out, and the trailer just started really slow, and it never really picked up. Like I was expecting when the combat stuff started to be like blown away, and there was some cool stuff there. The players seemed to move very fluidly through the environment. They climbed walls easily. They moved from one wall to another. All that stuff. That's good. I mean, in an open world game, that's necessary stuff. The combat looked pretty good too. You didn't see any glitches or anything with the combat, but it just was underwhelming, like you said. There was nothing that was like, oh wow, that is amazing. That's incredible. I can't believe it. That's why it's been taking forever. But yeah, as you said, underwhelming is the theme. I'm hoping it's just a trailer, a poor trailer, not a poor game.
Yeah, it's a very poor choice from a marketing perspective for Sucker Punch because like you said, they've been working on it a long time. The game is absolutely gorgeous. Graphically, they really pull you into the world, from the vast environment to the way the characters move to interacting with the environment, like just going through the rice fields as an example, and all the brushery is just moving out of the way as you're riding through on a horse. Super cool, but for some reason it was nothing captivating, and it sucks. But Steelman and I are still giving this game a chance because Sucker Punch, we do trust you. Infamous was a great series. It was a lot of fun, and we believe that you have the ability to produce a great story, a great open world, and you can give us exactly what we need, which is a new game. I truly, truly believe that.
Yeah, I'm willing to give it a shot still. I still think there's enough good stuff that outweighs the bad here. Like I said, mobility, the fighting engine seemed to be good. Stealth combat looked pretty cool. Although I'd like to see a little bit more out of both of those, maybe just a little bit more fighting. They've also introduced like a fear mechanic that, like, I guess when you're just beating the shit out of enemies, the other enemies start to get scared and throw their weapons down and run away, which is cool. It's different. So yeah, I mean, I think what's going to happen is this is going to come down to what every open world game comes down to, and that's redundancy. How much redundancy is in this game is going to sink or swim it, It's the side quests, if they're well varied, or if they're the same thing over and over again, like original Assassin's Creed, or if it's like, if they have random world events like Red Dead did really well. That's the stuff I want to see. And speaking of Red Dead, like Red Dead Redemption set the bar really, really, really high for open world games. And, everyone's going to stack up to that bar from now on. And this game wasn't there from what I saw in the short demo, a 15-minute demo. So, I don't expect it to be exactly like Red Dead, totally different game. Red Dead went more for realism versus this is like a Japanese kind of little artistic way of side to realism. But yeah, it's, we want to see some cool stuff out of the environment. And I didn't see, I saw a little fox jumping around and showing us where a shrine was, and that didn't really do it for me. So Yeah, that's kind of it. The redundancy thing is going to be huge.
I think from a fluidity, you could see great fluidity in the game, especially when the character is jumping around stealthily, going into combat. That was really cool. When the character, this is what really got me. When the character was just a samurai walking into battle and just blocking arrows, I'm like, come on, really? Like it just, I was like, cool. You just blocked one with the sword. Oh, can you block all the arrows? Are you gonna get shot with 1,000 arrows and you just be like ching 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 like cool, like, and that is nothing new. It is nothing exciting, and this is when I look at these types of trailers. When I look at this type of game, and I have high hopes for it. There's been a lot of talk, and I have to skip through it. And I think this is a big thing, especially everyone that's listening to this. I skipped through certain parts. I wasn't enticed enough to watch all the combat. I was like, cool, that was great. The samurai one, I literally skipped through. I had to go back and watch it, but honestly, the first time I watched it, I was like, okay, cool. What's the next one? Oh, stealth.
Yeah.
And stealth was still underwhelming. So I have high hopes for this game. I love the art direction. The cultural aspect of it. The art direction is so cool. But Steelman, you're absolutely correct. Red Dead changed the bar. They didn't raise it. They changed the bar in open world. We need to completely follow or expand on that model and match that bar. And more importantly, how long will this game actually last through playthrough? And you nailed it right on the head. We didn't see any side quests. We didn't see any of that type of stuff. If it's the same thing over and over, this game has a 20-hour lifespan. And our expectations of games today need to be longer than that. Especially, we're in quarantine. We got plenty of time to game. Give us something that's going to last a long time. I think that's a big piece here, and it kind of pisses me off. But I'll lower my temperature a little bit. I'll have a beer, and I'll smoke a bogue, and then I'll say this game does have potential.
Yeah, and we have high attention spans. I can't imagine for the Tide Pod eating generation below us. Like, how are you going to keep them entertained throughout this? I mean, it's just, if you can't do that, then you're screwed. That's the guys you're going after. But yeah, like something that rubbed me the wrong way was that at the end of the trailer, they seemed to be like the main mission was to blow up this boat. And, the guy, and that was another thing I did like. The grappling mechanics seemed very fluid, seemed really good. I was impressed by that. I can't wait to see what else they do that with, like how easy you can get around. But the guy just like goes onto a boat, he kills one dude, and he throws a, firecracker into a thing of whatever explosives it are, and it blows up the boat and blows up the village. And I'm like, how did the village blow up? Like, why did the whole village blow up because this boat blew up? I don't get it. Like, and that seemed a little lame to me. I was like, man, like I want to see this guy putting explosives all over the city and then it blowing up. But I don't know, like stuff like that, like it, that just irks me. It's just inconsistent. It makes, I don't know, it bothers me.
So, team, on a final thoughts process here from Steelman and I, big thing for me is I've got high hopes. Sucker Punch makes great games, even though you only have 2 IPs that they're working off of. But they're a strong team, strong set of developers and creative thoughts. I have high hopes. Unfortunately, from a marketing perspective, this thing did not entice me one bit. I will push that aside right now. Give me something else so I can watch it and feel a lot better about the game. That's what I want. Steelman?
Yeah, agreed. I think we both kind of said that. I said, hey, this could be just a marketing fail, and we're hoping that's the case. Like, it looks kind of like a marketing fail to me. I mean, the game looks good. So, we both agreed, like, hey, next time we see something from them, hopefully it'll be different. Hopefully it'll be better, and we're willing to give this game a chance. Because we both were very intrigued by it in the onset of the announcement of this game. So, yeah, that's the big thing. Marketing needs to get their shit straight and make sure that they come out with something that gives us more than what we saw out of this trailer.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into the Daily Rage Quit, our episode on our reactions to the gameplay walkthrough of Ghost of Tsushima. Be sure to subscribe, like, or dislike. We need to know if you like or not like our shit. And of course, comment below to keep the conversation going. This is the Daily Rage Quit saying peace.
Later.